another story, survey shows that fewer Filipinos expect President Rodrigo Duterte to fulfill his campaign promises. The latest Social Weather Station's poll says about 35% of adult Filipinos believe the president will make good on his promises. That's down 17 points from March 2017. SWS carried out the survey from September 23rd to 27th among 1,500 adults. Malacanang is shrugging off the results. In a statement, it says, quote, "We find nothing unusual in the drop of those who expect that he would fulfill his promises, as the euphoria of the elections normally wears off after a year in office and people become more realistic on what the government can deliver." Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says what matters is the level of satisfaction Filipinos still have with the current administration. A previous SWS survey showed that the Duterte administration received a very good net satisfaction rating among Filipinos.
Overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump is in Japan, the first stop of his 5-country tour through Asia. Mr. Trump and Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe had lunch and played golf at a country club near Tokyo. Mr. Trump spoke before American and Japanese forces at an airbase near Tokyo. He highlighted the strength of the U.S.-Japanese alliance and warned against underestimating American resolve.
No one, no dictator, no regime, and no nation should underestimate ever American resolve. Every once in a while in the past, they underestimated us. It was not pleasant for them, was it? It was not pleasant. We will never yield, never waver, and never falter in defense of our people, our freedom, and our great American flag.
During his 13-day trip, President Trump will carry out high-stakes talks with the leaders of Japan, South Korea, and China, and attend days of summits in Vietnam and the Philippines. Thousands gather at the People Power Monument to protest the spate of killings in the drug war.
9-year-old Justin is carrying this placard that he made using his crayons as he marches along with his parents from EDSA Shrine to the People's Power Monument in Quezon City. They are joining the procession led by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines against extrajudicial killings.
I have questions about the government. I'm asking why they kill so quickly people who are innocent.
Justin's parents are happy that at his young age, their son is involved.
I want our children to be aware of what's happening around, and we want them to have this clear understanding.
Meanwhile, Karina David is also joining the procession, even though she's having a hard time walking.
This country has been so polarized. Killings left and right, mostly of the poor. Nobody has been put in jail. There is no justice. The way we look at drugs is, I think, all wrong. And therefore, people rule this country with impunity.
There are only a few of the thousands of students, activists, members of religious groups, and civilians who joined CBCP's call to end the killings and start the healing. Organizers say 20,000 students, activists, members of religious groups, and civilians joined the CBCP's call to end the killings and start the healing. Former President Benito Aquino III's sisters, Bolsi and Viel, are also seen in the crowd, together with former Education Secretary Armin Luistro. Some Liberal Party senators are also present, but they say this is not a matter of political color. All they are asking is to put an end to drug-related killings.
What's happening right now, how Duterte is governing our country, is definitely wrong. And I am encouraged that more and more people are now seeing the light.
Ngayon kasi hindi lang yellows to eh. Actually, kung tutusin, iba't ibang grupo na yun nandito. At kapag tumututulog ka, pag may sinasabi kang mali na nangyayari, hindi yun necessarily destabilizing. Palagi ko yung pinaka-destabilizing sa ating bansa, yung pumapatay ka ng libo-libong kababayan mo.
They are overwhelmed with the crowd's attendance.
Wala pong usaping kulay dito. Wala pong usaping iisang institusyon lamang. Ito po ay isa pang tanda na hindi tinatanggap ng mamamayan. Yung ganyang klaseng pagtugon sa problema natin, sa problematic drug use.
When asked about reports of the possible declaration of a revolutionary government, Trillanes refers to the crowd.
Tuloy-tuloy lang pagmulat ng mga kababayan natin. At itong mga taong pumunta rito, ito yung mga kakalabanin niya. Ito yung magbibigay sa kanya ng pause. Kung meron siyang mga masamang hangarin sa ating bansa, may kita niya dito na hindi na lang kakaunti ang mga mulat at mga kokontra sa kanya.
Meantime, CBCP President Bishop Soc Villegas is thankful to those who joined their initiative.
It's very heartwarming, it's very consoling, it's very encouraging.
Trisha Terada, CNN Philippines.
The palace welcomes any protest against the administration. Malacanang says the government will never condone extrajudicial and vigilante killings. Police are investigating over 2,000 incidents with drug-related motives. The administration says it is one, in quote, the true healing of the nation that has long been divided by politics. It also seeks to build better rapport with the Catholic Church and seeks the cooperation of its leaders in the anti-drug campaign.
Malacanang says everyone is welcome to protest against the administration. It adds the government will never condone extrajudicial and vigilante killings. As of the end of September, it said police are investigating over 2,000 incidents with drug-related motives. The administration is one, in quote, the true healing of the nation that has long been divided by politics. It also eyes to build better rapport with the Catholic Church and seek the cooperation of its leaders in the anti-drug campaign. Some 12,000 soldiers and policemen are ready to secure the ASEAN summit next week. They gathered at the Quirino Grandstand earlier today, simulating emergency situations. They are among the over 60,000 personnel who will be deployed in areas where events related to the summit will be held. They will also guard hotels where the heads of states and delegates will be staying. PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa says all security preparations are in place. He adds they have not monitored any direct threat related to the ASEAN summit, but the police will remain on alert. Tributes pour in on social media for actress Isabel Granada, who passed away last night. She was 41. In a Facebook post, her former on-screen partner, Chucky Dreyfus, thanked the actress for making him and his family happy. On Twitter, director Jose Javier Reyes remembers her as one of the stars of his very first movie for Regal Films 27 years ago. Maine Mendoza says she was saddened by the news and she sends her condolences to Granada's family and loved ones. Singer and OPM icon Jim Paredes also has this to say to the actress, and we quote, "I felt you were a good human being. Go with God." Police and military forces have arrested Minhati Madrais, the Indonesian wife of Maute leader Omar Maute. The PNP Region 10 confirms the 36-year-old Madrais was arrested this morning at her house in Steelmakers Subdivision, Barangay Tubod, Iligan City. Police confiscated 4 blasting caps, 2 detonating cords, and a time fuse. These are materials commonly used in making improvised explosive devices. Madrais is also holding an expired Indonesian passport. Authorities have also taken into custody her 2 sons and 4 daughters. They will be turned over to the Social Welfare Department. Madrais' husband, Omar Maute, was killed in a military operation in Marawi on October 16, a day before President Duterte liberated the city.
The police have presented before the media the Indonesian wife of Maute Group leader Omar Maute. The combined forces of the police and military arrested Minhati Madrais Maute in their house in Iligan City Sunday morning. Madrais did not resist arrest, but in this video, she was seen praying with her 6 children before submitting themselves to the authorities.
She personally declared it to us that she's the wife. She might have some information vital to the efforts of the government against terrorism.
Her 2 sons and 4 daughters, who are dual citizens, will be turned over to the Social Welfare Department for custody. Madrais cannot speak fluent English, but her fear about their safety is evident during our interview.
I'm able to see someone from embassy, so that I'm not safety here. So please, from your embassy, save me and my children.
She also says she was saddened by the death of her husband after learning about it in the internet. Government forces killed Omar Maute in an operation on October 16, a day before President Duterte declared the liberation of Marawi.
How does it make you?
It's sad.
Madrais, however, refused to answer questions about her alleged involvement in the plot of Maute leaders to take over Marawi. Madrais only says she met Omar Maute while studying at a university in Egypt. The police believe this is where they were radicalized. Authorities have also confiscated materials being used in making improvised explosive devices.
During our search, we were able to confiscate 4 blasting cup, 2 detonating cord, and 1-time fuse.
CNN Philippines has obtained a copy of Madrais' expired Indonesian passport. The police say she has been overstaying for months now.
Base sa passport niya, 2012 pa siya pabalik at saka papunta rito.
Madrais is included in the Defense Department's Arrest Order No. 1 to stamp out rebellion, issued at the height of the Marawi crisis and when Mindanao was placed under martial law. As she undergoes interrogation, police say Madrais might be brought to Manila to face charges. In Iligan City, Rex Remitio, CNN Philippines.
One after the other, Aegis Juris Fraternity members all invoked their right against self-incrimination during the last Senate hearing. But one of their members, Mark Ventura, suddenly turned up at the Justice Department and in a statement that the government deemed credible, detailed the events and identified persons that were allegedly involved in the tragic hazing death of Facio Castillo. Senator Win Gatchalian wants to dig deeper into the responsibility of the University of Santo Tomas in the incident. He believes this was not clearly tackled during the last hearing.
So ano yung ginagawa nilang mga proactive measures para hindi mangyari itong hazing sa kanilang eskwelahan?
Senators can also tie up some loose ends.
In that past hearing, tinanong natin kung sino ang nagbayad ng bill sa Novotel. Kasi nakapagtaka, ang hazing nasa UST, pero yung meeting nila nasa Novotel, which is on the other side of the city. No? So somebody facilitated that meeting and somebody paid for that meeting in Novotel.
Senate Committee on Public Order Chairman Ping Lacson says they intend to wrap up the inquiry in aid of legislation. In a text message, Lacson says the committee hopes to come up with a conclusive report recommending amendments to RA 8049 or the anti-hazing law to further strengthen some of the law's existing provisions. Lacson says those invited in the last hearing but did not attend have been served subpoenas. If they still won't appear at Monday's hearing, they could be cited for contempt and ordered arrested and detained. The fraternity's president, Arvin Balag, was cited in contempt during the last hearing for repeatedly refusing to answer questions from the senators, including the simple query if he was the president of Aegis Juris Fraternity. Balag remains detained at the Senate office of the Sergeant at Arms. Cecil Ardizabal, CNN Philippines.
The first day of the bar exams is over. Family and friends of bar examinees showed support as today's aspiring lawyers take a crucial step to becoming members of the Philippine Bar. Our AC Nichols has this story.
More than 7,000 aspiring lawyers begin taking the bar exams, the first of 4 Sundays of November at the University of Santo Tomas. The bar exam is known as one of the hardest government tests. The examinees face added pressure this year, as last year more than half passed the bar, the highest in 30 years.
Basta fight lang. Very taxing siya. Maraming coverage. Tapos mapagod talaga. Go lang.
I don't know, I'm just trying to prepare myself for the next subject. I'm just trying to forget about the political law examination, just to keep my focus on the next one.
Their families are there to provide support, sending the examinees off early in the morning and waiting for hours outside the university, ready to give comfort. Arlene Katubig traveled from Mindanao to support her 59-year-old husband.
2 years siya piniprepare niya ang kanyang sarili. Sana pala rin kasi magastos.
While Arnold Vores roots for his fratmates.
Good luck brothers and sisters sa lahat na magtitake ng bar. Kaya natin to mga bradsis.
Supreme Court Associate Justice Marvic Leonen tells bar takers to chill, answer questions one at a time, and write simply. SC spokesperson Theodore Te also reminds examinees, give clear and concise answers, write with readable penmanship, and use good grammar. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines.
Another Filipina beauty queen bags an international title. Karen Ibasco wins Miss Earth 2017. She bested 84 ladies from different countries at the coronation last night. 26-year-old Ibasco is a UST physics instructor. In the question and answer portion, the finalists were asked, who or what do you think is the biggest enemy of Mother Earth and why? Ibasco answered, ignorance and apathy among people. She succeeds Ecuador's Catherine Espin. As Miss Earth, she will now serve as the ambassador to environmental protection campaigns worldwide. And now we speak with this year's Miss Earth, Karen Ibasco. She now joins us on the line. Hi, Karen. Good evening to you.
Hi, good evening po.
First of all, congratulations. How does it feel to be Miss Earth?
Thank you. It feels great. Honestly, it's so beyond words. It's still sinking into me. It's very much overwhelming. Thank you.
Did you expect to win? How hard did you prepare for this?
I guess it's having the right mindset that you can win. But at the same time, it was hard because there were a lot of strong contenders with me in the competition. I prepared for this for a very short time because I won the competition last July and I only had 2 months to prepare for the international pageant.
Wow, 2 months. Well,
yeah.
We all know one of the most nerve-wracking portion of any beauty pageant is the question and answer portion, but you handled it pretty well. Ang ganda ng sagot mo doon. Tell us about that.
Oh, thank you. I guess it's really fighting your nervousness. You can't really let nervousness go ahead of you because that's going to help you to focus